It's Stokely from Sauce on Delay. Um, when I do my research on ingredients, some of it starts from just, I guess, I think the word is anecdotal information, or I guess culturally understood information. It could be, but um, when when you start to look into holistic medicine, there's a lot of blogs online, but just for me personally, that isn't sufficient. I like to look for peer review research. I mean, I go to websites like Healthline, um, Livestrong, WebMD, um, PubMed, um, and PubMed typically has peer-reviewed research um, papers that are accessible to everyone. Some research papers you have to purchase, like on sites like JSTOR. I don't know if JSTOR still exists. I think it's called JSTOR. But um, I find PubMed to be a great resource. I've downloaded many or printed many research papers from PubMed. I mean, it's hard to understand sometimes, but if you search for a term on Google and you see it come up in PubMed, you can typically find the introduction or the hypothesis, and then you find the conclusion. And even if you don't have much, I mean, I don't have much medical school or any chemical or scientific knowledge. I mean, I've taken physics, chemistry, and biology in school, but not to the collegiate level. I mean, I took chemistry and chemistry 1, chemistry 2. I didn't take organic chemistry. I don't believe I did. But that was in college. All the rest of my physics, well, I took college physics, and anyhow, I didn't take any medicine or medical classes. But on PubMed, um, you can find research papers that have I want to say more legitimate research. Um, Sometimes the conclusion of the research will be inconclusive. Sometimes the conclusion of the research will say, more research is needed. But between the introduction and the conclusion, there is so much information on, let's say, sunflower oil, let's say rosemary essential oil, um, things of that nature. You get so much information regarding that component, that ingredient, that you learn a lot, and you can find out at what percentages or what concentrations it's successful in either hair restoration, fighting bacteria, fighting dandruff, um, uh, protecting the hydration of the scalp, um, penetrating the hair follicle, whatever the case may be. You can find a lot of information like that. And then I also like to go to a website called Healthline, which has a lot of information. I'm surprised at how much information these people put out. But Healthline also has some ads in it, but typically it does give some references to where the information came from. Livestrong actually is a website that's still around. Um, and WebMD is pretty. Is pretty. I mean, everybody goes on WebMD. WebMD, anytime I have any kind of issue or I'm trying to look for any kind of remedies or whatever, I definitely visit WebMD if I'm just taking a cursory look and I'm not doing a deep dive into that substance. Um, Wikipedia. I mean, Wikipedia is not 100%. You know, but it can help you. Like I said, PubMed I think is my most legitimate research source of information, and then it goes down to Wikipedia. I also have a book that's a very old book that even my parents had called Back to Eden. And even the book Back to Eden, it talks about some of the essential oils like lavender for hair loss, jojoba oil, stuff like that. So people were having the same approach for many, 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 many years. Back to Eden doesn't give references, but it's just a good book to keep at home if you're into holistic medicine. I'm sure there's a lot more holistic medicine books that have come out since, but that's one that I'm so nostalgic. Things from my childhood. I usually keep and refer to them, and I gotta say I really admire my parents and I admire my big brother. So if they've had a book that they said has been impactful to them, I typically try to get it, even though I'm not a big time reader. I like video games and TV and computers more than I like reading. But so yeah, that's really how I get my information and I do my research. I mean, I'll do a Google search, a vast Google search, but um, like I said, PubMed. There's also one called NIH, National Institute of Health, which is another agency. NIH is a good source. NIH, PubMed, NIH, which is a government backed site. WebMD, Healthline, and Livestrong. Um, I go to all of those. Sites to get information on ingredients and what they do and at what concentration they do it. Um, and sometimes you find out that there's a better ingredient than the one that you were using. Initially, one of my ingredients was avocado oil. Avocado oil is wonderful, but I think I probably eliminated. Oh, excuse me. Ooh, tired. I didn't eliminate the avocado. I don't think so. I basically kicked a whole bunch of my oils to the curb. Oh yeah, I replaced grapeseed oil. Grapeseed oil is pretty good too. I mean, I don't personally like how grapeseed oil likes to harden and coagulate just when the air touches it. So, but I replaced that with sunflower oil, and that was due to that was probably, I don't know, that was probably a whole year into my research. Like initially I started out with no sunflower oil, and then 2 years in I realized, wow, sunflower oil has some great features to it, and that's due to constant searching for better and better ingredients. But that's it for now.